All right, welcome back to Missing Persons TV. I'm Brian Labb, my co-host Deborah. Today's Wednesday, September 23rd, 2009, 9:23 p.m. Tonight we're going to be reviewing case number 673, which is Haleigh Emery Cummings. The case was opened on February 11th, 2009. I got a lot of information posted. I have dream drawings from last night. I do have a location again. I'm not sure if it's correct or not, but that's all I got. I have Susan on the phone with me. Gail St. John's here tonight too. She'll be doing a live psychic reading for Haleigh, and of course I have Deborah. So how's everybody doing?
Good. I'm doing fine, thanks, Brian. How are you?
Fine. Now, Susan, you've been giving me some information. You watched the Nancy Grace show. Some information came out about Haleigh, actually Misty, and some other people may be involved. I'm not sure if the information is verified or not. We'll bring that up in a little bit. Um, Deb, before we get started, just in case anybody doesn't know about Haleigh, when did she go missing and where?
Haleigh Emery Cummings has been missing since February 10th of this year. She's missing from Satsuma, Florida. I think when I was talking to you, Susan, you told me that it's actually pronounced Samsua. Yes. Is that right? Okay, that's how they say it down there, and we keep pronouncing it Satsuma because it's Satsuma. Well, apparently, Dad was at work, and his live-in girlfriend Misty, a child, she was 16 at the time, or going right on her 17th birthday, was the one in charge of Haleigh and little brother, and it she has not kept her story straight from the start. We don't know exactly what happened. We don't know if she was there, she wasn't there, what time Haleigh went missing, if she went missing or she was taken, or exactly how it all transpired. We really don't know. This case has been just one conflicting story after another from the start. And the information that you've come up with, Brian, so much of that you had early on as reports have come out in this case, things that you had in your dream drawings in your work. And I know that you were getting a lot of the same location quite a ways through, and now you've got even more information tonight. That's awesome.
Thank you. I got really the stuff from last night is the same old stuff. Although I did figure out a location that maybe needed to check, and that would be by the school. Real quickly, I'm just going to go over the dream drawings I have and the information that we've posted so far since February 11th. The first dream drawing back on February 10th of '09 says mother was going to take her from school. She called but hung up. Mom's boyfriend. Next one says grandfather Jacksonville, Florida trailer. Check call to school the number 29. Next one says $175,000. No, always wears red. And we believe that the person that's drawn on the third dream drawing is Misty. I do have a side-by-side comparison. Let me get that up real quick. And we believe that is Misty. Um, I think at that time we were thinking maybe the abduction, it was an abduction that was planned or something like that. But we thought it was really important to check the phone records to the school to see if anything came from Jacksonville, Florida. So far, I don't have any idea of what Jacksonville, Florida has to do with this case. But maybe if a friend, relative, or somebody else that lives there that's associated with what happened to Haleigh may be in Jacksonville. So we did a show about that. Then we did a redo on that one. Actually, the very next night it says red. She is safe. Police not reporting. No, safe in police custody. 2X no trespassing. Red sign. Police withholding facts. Don't fall for plot. 27 miles. Next one says check phone calls. Father knows girlfriend's lying. Not in the same bedroom. Not home. And then 2:13 a.m. smoking. Next one was done. Next day after that, it says they cleaned the trailer, and then RR, which we thought may have been a railroad track. Um, let me take that off here. We did show 17, 18. Cover this case again. Next dream drawings were done on the 19th of February. It says again Jacksonville trailer 29 family knows tracks are behind home. 10 meets 301 parked by RRO Junction. We thought that was Railroad Junction. We did come up with a location, and that's right south of Highway 10. That's been posted on Google Maps, or actually it's MSN Maps with a grid. We did show 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. Covered this case. Next dream drawings, and actually show number 27. Next dream drawing was from the 28th of February. It says Haleigh, tomorrow, March 2nd, breaking news. As far as we looked at that, nothing happened on that date. Haleigh, it says, has been found, plot failed, please have confessions. And then the number 311261147. I don't think that number came out to mean anything. Next dream drawing was on March 17th of 2009. 26114. Haleigh's body has been found. She went to Jacksonville. She confessed. Plot failed. Um, as far as I know, Jacksonville doesn't mean anything yet, and Haleigh has not been found. A lot of dream drawings said she's been found. Then we did show number 43, and then we did show after 43. Gail St. John came on, and she left for Florida. Gail, you went down to Florida in March, and I know you searched a lot of areas. What did you find? Or what kind of feelings did you get at that time? Gail?
After the time, Brian, I did blind drive, and didn't really, I couldn't really make the blind drive public. It went through other property where it just so happens that we could not make it public.
Okay.
I did pick up other things that were there. I spoke with Haleigh Cummings' mother, the natural mother. I spoke with her grandmother, had several meetings with her. She is Ron's mother. I also spoke with the uncle, which is on the natural mother's side. Went to a couple locations out there with him. Picked up a few things. My big concern is I wasn't able to speak with Ron or Misty. They totally avoided me.
Right.
And I really feel like I would have got a lot better idea what went on in location. And I hate to say this, I've been pretty much saying this from the beginning. I don't think Haleigh's with us.
Okay. I know at the time.
I know I want to hear this.
Right.
But I don't believe she's alive.
At the time.
And the first part is I've said from the beginning, Misty is responsible.
Okay.
I think if you go back to the first show I did with you, I said Misty is responsible, has something to do with this.
Right. Now I keep a record of all your information and everything. That is posted. It's case number 673. I'm just going right down in chronological order. Now, when you went down there, I think you had a feeling that she was close, and I think you still had that feeling that she was close to where she was reported she was missing from. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now this entire time.
I still feel like if I could go there, and I've been looking at flights today.
Okay. We've disagreed a lot on this case.
Yeah.
A lot of times we agree. A lot of times this time, I still think there's some type of connection to Jacksonville, Florida. However, in the latest dream drawings, there is a location that is about 6 miles from where she went missing.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you about Jacksonville because it very well may
so far,
be ties when it comes to Misty.
So far, I couldn't figure out any connection to Jacksonville, Florida.
It'll all come out in the wash.
Yeah, maybe so, but at that time you thought that she was close. I know you looked at a lot of areas, and a lot of areas were private property, so you had some issues with that. And I do know that I do know that you were supposed to have you were supposed to talk with Misty and her boyfriend, and they did know about it, and then they didn't want to talk for some reason or another.
Right.
Okay, so anyways,
I am trying to get flights out. I looked early today about flights to get out. I said it from the beginning, and I'll say it again. This particular case really reeks of the Caylee Anthony case.
Okay.
So many things now I'm talking about from a psychic standpoint. Mm-hmm. So many of the feelings that I have on this case were so very similar to the feelings and things that I received on the Caylee Anthony case. I can only go by what I'm seeing and feeling, and which is, like I said from the beginning, Misty has something to do with this.
Okay. Back in chronological order here, March 14th, you went down there. We did a couple shows with you down there. And then we did show number 56 on this case, 419. We did show number 60. And if anybody wants to listen to these past shows, they're all in order on the case file. On the 20th, we did show number 61, show number 63. Dream Dwelling Redo done on uh, March 21st. It says Haleigh's already been found, red, wearing hair band, I believe. And here we go to this. Misty's always been found. I'm sorry, Haleigh's been found, and this person wearing red all the time. I think the person wearing red is Misty. Um, gotten missed, or Haleigh's been found a lot of times. Show number 22 done on the 20. Sorry, show number 63 done on April or March 22nd. Um, and then I got some locations from you, Gail, on the 27th. Those maps are posted. I'm looking at them. They look really close to where the area that they drained that pond. That was on the 27th. We posted that. There's two maps.
I know where I was headed, and I know where I landed, and I know where those drives took me.
Right. Now I've got you. I've got that location.
I'm heading right back.
Okay, that location is posted. There's two maps right there. You just click on the thumbnail, it'll open them up. On the 26th, there's more news that came out about dog searches, a bunch of information there. Then on 7/26, we did show number don't know. We did cover that case, and then we mentioned that on show number 133. So a couple of months have passed before we did anything new.
Well, and I can tell you right now where my live reading is going. It's going right back to the same area because of the maps. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm still led back to that area. Because I still see those things. I know more when I get there and do another blind drive because enough time has passed. My mind is cleared.
Okay.
Which is sometimes important. I've had to do more than one blind drive in some cases because you begin to be cluttered by all the emotion and the feelings.
Right. We'll get to that once.
You need to get away
in one
from
second.
the situation, then return.
Okay. On the 20th.
And that's why I was checking flights today. I do plan on trying to get the finances together to go there.
Okay, we'll bring all that up just in one second, Gail. On the 21st of this month, we did show number 137. Deborah, we covered this case briefly. And that same night, we set up the website justiceforhaleigh.com. That is up now. The website is still under construction. The forum is up. And anybody wants to visit that, you go to justiceforhaleigh.com. The same night, I downloaded a copy of the initial 911 call. If anybody's interested, there are some people interested in reverse speech. I did post that file. You can download that 6-minute call in forwards and reverse on the case file. Okay, back. Now, this is why we wanted to do the show tonight, or at least why I did. Last night, I did do a redo on this case. First Dream Drawing says the number 29, which has come up before, call to school versus Jacksonville trailer, was supposed to look like an abduction from school. The next one says, body west of school, 1,300 feet. There are boats nearby, and then the word St. John. Now, St. John, I thought this was Gale St. John, but when I was looking on Google Earth, there is a St. John River, or body of water, something like that. The next.
Yeah, Cindy and I went there.
Okay. Next Dream Drawing says, coffee can was wearing red, back to the red thing, by her school, was alive when she put her in there, not overdose. And then I have two maps. The first map is a 202 Green Lane, which is in Florida, 32189. I believe that's the location. I think from Susan, is that correct? 202 Green Lane, where she was last reported missing. I'm going to throw that out the window because I don't think that she was there at all. I don't think that Haleigh was at that trailer at all.
Well, that's the trailer. That's the trailer where they live.
Right. I'm just going to say that she was not there at all. The next is a search map. I have a search map. It's approximately maybe an acre or two. It is to the west of the school. If I have the school correct, the school that she attended, the school is about 6 miles to, I believe, the northeast of where she was last reported seen. And
now, Brian,
there are
I have
boats.
to ask you a quick question on this. Since I don't have a map, and I can't pull up a map right now in front of me.
Okay, I do. I have Google Earth open, and I have.
Say if you would leave that trailer and drive to the street that takes you to the main drag, would it be to the left or to the right?
Hang on.
Would you actually make a turn onto the main street and go left or right?
I think it's left.
Okay.
All right,
and that's the main drag. Now be positive, because the reason why I'm asking
you. It's not. I don't say it's a main drag.
Okay. Leave there and go to the street that takes you out
You gotta leave that trailer area.
Right. Okay, so if you were to leave the trailer, that's what I'm saying. If it's 202 Green Lane,
right.
You would actually, to get out to the main drag, this is the house. I can't really see that well.
There's a very important reason why I'm asking this question to you.
Hang on, I was going to get all the psychic stuff too. Gail, I'm looking at this. I'm not exactly sure which one the house is, but I would guess you'd be making it.
But when you
the main road,
out to the
Monroe
main,
to the
main street.
You mean Monroe?
I don't remember the name of the street now. It's been a while since I've been there.
This is the house.
I'm trying to see if I can pull up Google Earth.
If it's 202 Green Lane, it's not. I don't know. I guess you'd be making a right at that point if you wanted to go into Monroe, and then you would make another right that would take you out to 309, which is Buffalo Bluff Road, the main road.
Okay, which way would you turn on that road?
Right.
Okay. There's a reason why I'm asking you that.
Okay, well, hang on.
Later.
Okay. Well, we're going to do all this. I'm just going over what we've done so far. I know I covered this kind of fast, but anyways, it's case number 673. You can click on. You go to briansdreams.com/lost. You go through the cases. Case number 673. All this information is posted there, including the latest information that I have, which is this search map where I think that her body may be located. And there are some boats per the DD. There are some boats there to the west. That said, that's what I've done so far. Gail, now what I'd like to do is if you can pick up anything psychically, I've got some note paper here. I was going to take some notes. I wanted to post that, and then we can talk about what you've done so far, and then hopefully getting you back down to Florida if they don't find her body the next couple of days.
Is that for Green Lane? Is that that's a street, right?
Okay, hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Google Earth open, and I think what I can do is people watching along. I'm going to try this, and show you what I'm looking at and what I'm.
Because there's one of the areas that I was drawn to is not too far from here. The area is very large, though.
Okay, I'm going to start. Just going to double check this.
I'm going to try to send you this basic area, but I don't know that this is going to stay the way it is, but I'm going to try to send this to you.
Okay. Now, if my information is correct, if it is 202 Green Lane, or I think it says Green Drive, but I found a Green Lane, then we should have that right now on the screen.
Right.
Okay. Now, what do you want me to do?
I'm going to send you this graphic.
All right. Yeah, I can't see that graphic right now, though.
It's on Google. It's Google Earth.
Right. I can't open anything right now. I got my screen checked.
I'm sending it to you as a JPEG.
Right. I can't do anything like that though right now.
Okay. But I still need you to see it.
Okay. Okay. I'm at 202 Green Lane. Do you want to? Are you picking up anything or?
And I also sent this to Susan, so she has it.
Okay, but I can't see that right now, Gal. Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I'm gotta go back to the area that I first saw.
Okay.
Following the railroad track. Now, the reason why I asked you about the railroad track and what direction you turn, because when you leave that area, I had strong feelings going to the right.
Okay.
Which took me to another area, and I'm not sure of the distance. I can check the distance while I'm looking at this. It's only probably a couple miles. There's an area as you go past, there's a road called Brown and Railroad Avenue, which is Dobie Avenue. That road gave me very odd feelings as I drove that, okay. Which follows along 17, which was the original roads I had named.
All right, let me get a point of reference here. Where? Give me a road, please.
When you 17,
17.
you follow 309, it becomes 17.
Okay. Okay. So you follow 309 south, which is Buffalo Bluff Road.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
17.
I
I got
know,
it. Okay. I see it. 17.
I'm not sure where the St. John's River is,
I think
but
it's
I
that
know
big
that
river.
Cindy took me there to an area.
Okay.
But
Right.
I know that there was something about 17, and I had brought up information and questioned her mother about other people that Misty knew, and some people that they had gotten an argument about or with.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, she's within 3
Okay. Now I got.
to 5 miles.
Okay. We're 309 hits 17. Okay.
Right.
Which way do you go?
You're gonna head. It looks like south to me on there.
Okay. So then stay on 309.
Stay on 17.
Okay.
See, it turns
Got
into
it.
17.
Yep. Got it. Okay. Now there's.
And when you,
It's Satsuma, right? Satsuma. Deborah? Is that what we were saying?
Yeah, we've been saying Satsuma because that's how it's spelled.
Right.
But Susan says that it's actually Samsua.
Where's the M come from?
I don't know where the
Satsuma.
M comes from, and
Satsuma.
then the L in there too at the end. But that's how it's pronounced.
Okay. Okay. Well, I call it Satsuma. Okay, Gail. Following that, there's a pond right here. That's not the pond off Baker Road? That's not the pond they drained, is it?
I'm not sure what pond they drained. I didn't see the information on that. Susan, do you know?
It's in the Mondex area.
Okay, the Mondex area. That is by the trailer complex.
That is, they said 3 to 4 miles from the trailer.
Okay, because
Okay.
the reason why I'm saying it, because where the location, Brian, if you remember, you looked at the location was about not too far from the pond. I'm still stuck at that area.
The pond they just searched.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know where that is.
But away from that. There's areas that I went and looked at, like around Turkey Island.
Okay, where's that?
Roughly about 5.5 miles.
Okay.
And there was some fishing area out there. Now I checked that out while I was there. I didn't pick up a whole lot of feelings there. Mostly around the railroad track area that I kept picking up stuff on. And that was that street called Dobie or Dobby or whatever.
Okay.
And going up and down 17, I picked up a lot of different things. It quit when I got to an area called Pomona Park. So there was no like residual, what I call residual feelings left. Wasn't picking anything up.
Okay. Are you picking up anything tonight? Are you getting anything tonight, or?
Well, I'm still kind of stuck in the same area. I'm only 2 to 3 miles away.
Okay.
And not too far from an area. I think I'm trying to look at the name here where I was originally. Okay, not too far from, I think the city's called Cisco. It's between Cisco and Satsuma, or however it's pronounced.
Okay, I got it.
It's sort of like what I said about the Haleigh case. If you draw a circle around that, that's pretty much where I'm stuck.
Okay.
I'd like to go and narrow this down more.
Okay. Now looking
Definitely.
at that, okay, I got the area that you're in. Now looking at that, we are about we are a good 10 miles apart.
Yeah.
As
we
far
were
as the
on the
information.
Haleigh case too.
Yeah. No, I was saying the information where I believe that she may be is, I'm going to bring it up here. Here, that's the school.
We disagreed on the Haleigh case too, but you know what? The difference is, Brian, is sometimes when you're there, you'll pick up what I call residual feelings.
Okay.
Even where evidence is. The difference is when I showed up and did the last blind drive on Kaylee Anthony there, you know what I mean?
I've been on the Schaefer case and I didn't feel anything there either, so I'm just going by the dreams.
Yeah. I'm saying when
right.
I did the blind drive, I landed, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Right where Kaylee's body was.
Okay. This right here, I believe this is the school. If that's the case, per the dream drawings, if you look, here's some boats right here. And then it looks like some type of grove right there. And there is a pond over here. I don't know if anything with really water, but there's a pond and there's more boats. So if I had
where I'm looking is about roughly 3 miles.
No, I think it's
and you're probably about 10 miles.
You're a little farther than the area that I have, and the area that you're talking about. I think is a little farther than that. I think it's like 10 miles.
Okay.
But it all should be checked out. But this is where I think, for the last dream drawing, this is where I think that she may be located.
I definitely check that out while I'm there.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm gonna check it all out. I mean, just like I did before with other cases that we've done, I'll check out everything.
Okay. Let me see if I can get back to the program here.
But I know from the feelings I had, I would definitely get back on and do another blind drive. For one thing, I think some things have changed since this. Can't say the whole situation, but I think some things have changed.
Okay.
And do I think there's a possible moving of the body? Yeah, I do. Some things might have changed.
All right. Well, I tried it. It seemed to have worked. I just didn't want to put my desktop out there. That's why I couldn't get anything from you, Gail. Because I didn't want to. Yeah. Whatever you sent, I didn't want to put your Skype. Fine. I didn't want to get your Skype information and everything. So
I do really feel like there shouldn't be an issue with finding her.
Okay, so then we covered that. What basically needs to happen is, Gail, you need to get down there, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what do you need? Do you need a plane ticket? We need to raise funds?
Well, yeah, because I'm not. If I get a plane ticket and go down there, and I'm not going to be able to use the dog, but I should be able to do this without a dog.
Okay.
I'd like to take the dog, but then they were talking about more expense and more issues. If I get a plane ticket, I do have a place to stay. I will go ahead and head to the area and search.
Okay, so what we need from anybody that's able to, if you have airline miles or something like that, if you want to get a ticket for Gail, please go to her website, psychicgail.com, or you can email her. What email address do you want to use, Gail?
Psychic at bex.net. That's B as in boy, bex.net.
Okay. I'll also put a link up in the case file, too, if anybody wants to help out, be able to get her down there. She has done a lot of good work. She was right on with Kaylee Anthony, and I think on this time she's going to be right on with Haleigh. So thank you for coming on, Gail.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Susan, Deborah, anything else?
On Nancy Grace tonight, they have a letter from an inmate's boyfriend that was this girl, and the boyfriend was partying the night that Haleigh went missing.
Okay.
According to the boyfriend, Haleigh got a hold of OxyContin and died. Her body was put into a black trash bag and dumped into a pond in the Mondex. There is 3 ponds in that Mondex area. One has been drained.
How credible is this?
The cops have corroborated the letter. It is authentic. They are taking it very seriously.
Now, where's that Mondex area?
I'm just going off. I'm not exactly sure, Gail.
Do you know where it is, Susan?
No, I don't. All I know it's 3 to 4 miles
That's where I'm at.
from the trailer.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. 3 to 4 miles.
Okay, yeah,
Exactly what I
don't.
said. And Brian, I said, it's going to turn up
So do you think
within
that's
that
credible, Gail?
3 to 4 mile range.
Do you think that's what happened?
Well, as I originally said, and I talked to Susan about this, I didn't feel a struggle when she left the trailer.
Okay.
Which to me, when I don't feel that struggle feeling, since I was at the trailer, I touched that trailer, I walked around it. If there had been terrible feelings, I would have picked that up, what I call residual feelings left. There was none. So she was either dead when she left it, which would mean there's no struggle, or she was alive and perfectly fine and walked out with whoever she knew when she left it. But there was no struggle at that trailer.
Okay.
So she wasn't murdered in a way that created a terrible struggle. Because those feelings are quite obvious. And they're left in an area when something happens like that.
Okay, thank you, Gail.
You're welcome.
Anything else new, Susan?
No, not at this point.
Okay. Well, Gail, I hope you can get down there soon. And when you're down there, I know you'll check out that other area too by the school.
I'll check it all out. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Deborah. Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else to add.
Okay. This is a picture of Adji Desir. He's just as important as Haleigh Cummings. He went missing from Florida too, from Immokalee, on the 10th of January. What was it? A month before Haleigh?
Exactly to the day.
Okay. This little child here is just as important as Haleigh, but yet the media doesn't seem to think so. Please help change that. www.findadji.com. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock.